Hey, you guys, it's Life of Nikki Lee podcast. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you're doing well and living your fullest every day. So, tonight is the fourth and final segment of my 7-year celibacy, and it's called The Breakthrough. Now, starting off, if you haven't listened to parts 1 through 3, go ahead and listen to those so it can give you some clarity on how the journey started, the hardships that were endured, and coming to a point where you realize that something has to give. So for me, my breakthrough was when I had the isolation, because as I said before on the last podcast, when you go through a lot of things such as spiritual warfare and just a lot of things in your life that has beared down on you pretty hard, you get to a point where you go into preservation mode, right? So you know that there are some things that need to happen in order for you to buckle down, focus on yourself, and concentrate. Because I don't care who you are, where you are in the world, what you're doing, you're going to come to a point in your life where there's a lot of stuff going on, and you're going to have to work on what's best for you. You're going to have to make some tough decisions. You're going to have to cut some people off. You're going to flat out going to have to do some hard things and make some hard choices. And everyone's not going to like the change. People are going to probably say, oh, you're doing this and you're doing that, and you think you're this and you think you're that. Forget all that. Okay. The most important part is that you're doing what's best for you, and that on this journey, it's about healing oneself. So long as you have that understanding, please don't let anybody make you feel guilty for having self-love. Okay. So I was in church today, and the pastor, we read from Acts 27, right? And what I love about that particular part of the Bible is it focuses on the point of when God says he's going to do something, it doesn't matter how bad it looks or what you go through, because in that part of Acts 27, it's talking about Paul and, how they were on the ship and how they encountered the storm and everything he went through to keep everybody alive and encouraged, right? Because some of the worst things were going on around them. And just like in life, that can make you feel discouraged when you see things going on around you and nothing looks good, nothing looks hopeful or promising. But I tell you this, when God says he's going to bring you through something, and God is always faithful, when he tells you to follow through with something, you better do it, because he knows what's best for you. And he's always going to work it out for the better of your life. And you just got to know that, and you got to follow through with it. So coming to that breakthrough after the isolation, after buckling down, after focusing in prayer and going to God and just saying, you know what, I'm struggling, Lord. I'm having these moments where I'm going back and forth and fighting amongst my own emotions, shedding the past, shedding the hurt, shedding the trauma, and focusing on being celibate and just bonding. Me and God, it's just us. And we're here and we're in this moment. And it's just like, I realized he was bringing me out of so many things. He was bringing me out of so much hurt. He was bringing me out of so much trauma. And I was able to step outside of that, the emotional aspect of it, of where I just focused on what I thought I wanted for my life. And I just started looking at what God had for me. And I'm telling you, when you see his plan versus yours, that's everything that you need to know. And that's all the encouragement that you need to keep going. But you have to trust the process. When you're going through that breakthrough, right? You're seeing it. You don't really know where it's going to end up, but something's got to give, because you've already been through so much. So in that, you learn to trust him. You learn to talk to him more. You learn to think outside of what you thought before. And I'm telling you, it changes everything. It changes everything drastically. because you start to see what he had for you was much better than what you ever thought you wanted. Things start getting better. And I realized once I had this breakthrough and I took myself outside of the drama, outside of the BS, my life was so much different and it got better. And yes, sometimes things from the past, they try to flare up, they try to irritate you, but you can't let that happen. You have to stay focused, okay? Because it is a journey. Even after you come to the breakthrough, it is still a journey. But the journey is so worth it. You just got to be willing to take those first steps and trust God all the way through. All right? So, love you guys. Thank you for listening to part 4 of my 7-year celibacy. I hope you are encouraged. Please feel free to leave in the comments if you have any questions. This is Nikki Lee signing out, and I see you on the next one. Bye.